Welcome to Special Olympics, where sports mean more. I'm your host, Travis Tyke, and for the next half an hour, we're going to witness how sports can be harnessed to promote cultures of inclusion, spread awareness, and create life-changing friendships for Oregonians with intellectual disabilities. We'll learn about the mission of Special Olympics Oregon and see that mission out on the playing field as we hear stories from the athletes themselves.
When you look at mainstream sports and kids participate, it's where they learn how to win with grace. They learn how to deal with defeat. You learn leadership skills. There's so many life skills that are built into sport. You set goals, you improve, you compete. And for our athletes, it's no different. It almost holds more value, I think. A lot of our athletes deal with isolation or not feeling included. And so when you can combat that through the power of sport, where the people that we serve know that they belong to something and they're not focused on what they can't do, they're focused on what they can do. And they show improvement and they get to compete and show their family and their friends what they're working on. It's a magical, magical experience. And it's important work. Sports are adaptive. We have things that appeal to youth and students, and we actually serve kids starting at age 2, and they stay athletes for their entire life. We have athletes in their 80s, and so sports is adaptive. Bowling, bocce, golf, there's really something for everybody. We offer 3 seasons of sport in Oregon, so we have fall, winter, and summer sports, and there's 4 sports within each season. There isn't a day where there is not a Special Olympics training, event, activity, online event, competition happening. We are every single day across the entire state of Oregon.
Special Olympics means everything to me. It's where I get along with my friends. It's where I meet all kinds of people and meet new friends. I just love the environment here in Special Olympics.
Special Olympics to me, it feels like it's a nice community of people that I can relate to. It's a sense of accomplishment, a sense of belonging, and also, I guess you could say, a sense of achievement.
You get to be yourself when you're playing sports, and you get to meet new people and new friends and do different skills.
It includes everybody that can't do regular sports. You don't need to have just an intellectual disability. You can be in a wheelchair, walker, anything, really. You're included no matter what.
This movement of inclusion in sport was born in 1962 in a suburban backyard outside of Washington, D.C. Here, Eunice Kennedy Shriver opened a summer camp for children with intellectual disabilities. Her goal was to provide them a space to grow physically and mentally through sport. The movement grew in 1968 when Shriver partnered with Anne McGlone Burke and the Chicago Park District to host the first ever Special Olympics game. This fueled the creation of the multi-sport national program we have today. But Special Olympics is not just about playing sports. It's also about meeting new people, both those with intellectual disabilities and those without. And bridging the gap between the two worlds is what the unified program is built to do.
When I was in school, kids with disabilities were often in different classrooms and there were physical barriers. And so it was really hard to find connection. Now, through our programming in our Unified Champion schools, kids not only are put in positions to get to know each other, but they're actually training and competing on sports teams together. So our unified teams, half of the team is kids who have intellectual disabilities, and half of the team are kids who don't. That's what inclusion really is. It's not just people volunteering to coach or to participate in the capacity of a volunteer, but it's coming alongside and playing together.
We're at Wilsonville High School for our regional tournament. We have a bunch of unified teams from across Oregon, and we'll be competing to play in state and win this tournament. I really hadn't had much interaction with students with intellectual disabilities. This gave me the chance to really get to know them, and they're like amazing people, that I don't get to meet when I'm playing my regular high school soccer games. And so that sense of friendship beyond just the people I knew, but even more friends. I feel like everyone on this team I can really connect with.
Soccer is really fun because I love hanging out with my friends who has disability like me, and it's really cool to play against other teams that also has disability, because no one likes us sometimes, so we just gotta prove them wrong.
The model that we focus on the hometowns and the communities across the state. So we have 30 local programs. It's where our athletes train for 8 weeks in their sport. They compete, they work with volunteer coaches, they hone their skills, and there's always the promise of competition. So they compete in their hometowns, they compete in regional tournaments, but the big deal is state competitions. So every athlete has the hope to perform at a state competition representing their local program. On the big stage in front of family and friends, in the fall it's at Providence Park. We'll be going back to Oregon State University in the summer for Summer State Games. And those athletes then have the hope to compete representing Team Oregon at USA Games or even representing the USA at World Games. So it is a global movement, and every athlete has that ability to dream really big.
The sport programs that Special Olympics Oregon provides are completely free for its athletes. They rely on support from community members like you to further their mission. Help bring sport to Oregon athletes by scanning the QR code below, and stick around to watch moments from Fall State Games and hear the story of how an athlete gained his voice through Special Olympics.
None of Howard's achievements could prepare him for this. Yet with a heart transplant, he would continue to build his legacy. Patrice had only a few months to live. Then she received her new heart. Now she celebrates her new heartbeat with the people she loves. For anyone who needs compassionate, award-winning heart care to live the life they were born to live. The leader of cardiovascular care in Oregon, Providence. We never save just a heart.
I love it here. I think the access to the outdoors and some of the most beautiful country is what makes Oregon so special. I usually spend all of my time on the weekends outside, whether that's rock climbing or skiing or I'm out on the river. The weather does intersect a lot even outside of my work life. I'm not only forecasting for myself, but my family and my friends. They've always got questions on what to expect if I'm going out to the mountain. It comes in handy to know how to forecast and be ready to have the best weekend adventure.
Special Olympics Oregon is kicking off the Polar Plunge 2024 season.
Polar Plunge is the chance to step out of your comfort zone and jump into an unforgettable experience that directly impacts the lives of Special Olympic Oregon athletes like Jordan. By taking the plunge, you'll help Special Olympic Oregon athletes access sports training and competition. So join us in creating meaningful health benefits and cultures of inclusion.
Sign up today at plungeoregon.org.
What is Watching Out for You? Expert journalism that's passed from generation to generation.
We're going to prove it today.
Dedication that's defined 70 years of heritage, holding our leaders accountable. It's the iconic Art Deco brick silhouette rising over the city. A familiar face, a helping hand, even an eye on the prize. Watching Out for You is cultural, street smart, and ahead of its time, generation after generation. For KOIN-6, at 70 years, Watching Out for You is our mission.
Welcome back. I'm Travis Tyke, your host of Special Olympics, where sports mean more. Now, every year in Oregon, volleyball and soccer teams compete regionally with the hopes of making it to the Fall State Games. Here, they get to play against teams from all across Oregon. Now, while competition is a big part of sport, it's the friendships that the athletes focus on the most.
Fall State Games is a really fun event. It's every year down at Providence Park, and it's soccer, it's volleyball. It's really fun. Teams come out, play teams, play against people you don't know. Like you can play, play this team, and you play a team. You may be playing your best friend, and that's fun because you play your best friend, and you used to be playing against them in another team, but then you're playing against them on a different team. So it's kind of like, oh, okay. I'm playing soccer. I'm on the Crescent County Hurricanes. We've been practicing every Saturday at 9 a.m. down in Astoria, Oregon, practicing our drills and playing soccer because we gotta play the tournament and we gotta know what we're doing. I've learned about teamwork and communication and make sure if somebody's open, you pass the ball to them and make sure that you are communicating. It's all about making friends and playing with these people and having friendships.
I just like to see the excitement and having fun. And just kind of really just, I would say just that grit of just trying to get things done. I think it's a common goal with a lot of people. When you talk about sport, everyone has a common goal. And I think just kind of really do it in a collective setting. It's amazing to see.
Accessibility is so important at every level, and sports is right there with it. You know, we have to create space for people to play. We have to create space for competition, which is part of playing. Competition means different things to different people, but at the end of the day, creating safe spaces for kids, for adults to play, to recreate, to connect with one another, to come together to try to win, and then also support each other when you lose. I've been involved in a lot of events with Special Olympics Oregon, and when you see the athletes compete, whether it's in basketball tournaments that are put on or the state games, etc., it's pretty amazing when they're given a stage to perform on, to see how they kind of rise into the moment and what it means to them. It's pretty inspiring.
It's not just an athlete's performance that's inspiring, it's also their stories. Every single athlete out on the field or on the court has a story to tell, like Malachi, who found his voice after joining Special Olympics.
So ever since like freshman year, I played basketball, and then I got into track and field. Recently, a lot more into volleyball last year, and I just got into as well softball again this year. Yeah, there's a lot of sports, but mostly basketball is my big time favorite. I love making shots. I was born with autism and ADHD at the age of 2 years old. Transition man. I was transitioned from 9 years old. I was being bullied a lot as a kid, and it wasn't fun. It was hard, very hard in my life. And I never had a voice. I couldn't speak out and show how scared I was 24/7. I felt like that way that there was nothing I could do. I just felt secluded in my own bubble. Get left out on lunches, I had to sit in the corner out in the hallways. And then when I got into high school, everything changed. I got into a unified sport, basketball, at my school. And I didn't really like it at first, so I didn't enjoy it at that time. But I got more involved again when I moved schools, when I went to Newport High. And honestly, it's the best choice I ever made. It taught me how to be a person and how to live my life and explore my life more, because honestly, like, I don't know if I would be anywhere today without the sports. I just feel more involved in my life, and it's taught me a lot of things, and taught me a lot of how to be a leadership person and how to be a partner to my family and my teammates. So no matter what, it's taught me how to be a good person, and I'm enjoying everything.
When I joined Special Olympics by moving to Oregon, I didn't know what I thought I knew what I was joining. But until you really become a part of Special Olympics and realize the depth of our mission and how sport isn't just a hobby for our athletes, it's not just a pastime, it's not just a nice to have. I realized really quickly sport for our athletes is a critical part of who they are. It is, for some of our athletes, it's their only connection to community. It's how they make friends. It's their purpose. And so for me, it's the most important work I've ever done in my life.
Now, ever since Special Olympics has been more and bigger in worlds, honestly, I think it's just been way better. And honestly, I love it because I've had a voice since then. And now I have a voice. I can tell the world that I am here today, showing my story, that I am the person I am, and no one's ever going to stop me.
Malachi's inspiring story is one of many in the Special Olympics community. The life-changing opportunity to play sports wouldn't be possible without support from people like you. Consider making a donation by scanning the QR code below. Up next, two runners share their story of friendship and how it all began on the track.
This is an amazing place to live, and when you care about something, it's worth protecting. The problems are easy to see, but the solutions aren't so simple. At KOIN, we care about results, so we ask tough questions and get real answers. And we highlight the heroes, the people putting in the work to keep you and your family safe. It's not enough to just point out the mess, you've got to be willing to help clean it up. At KOIN 6, we're watching out for you.
Special Olympics Oregon is kicking off the Polar Plunge 2024 season.
Polar Plunge is the chance to step out of your comfort zone and jump into an unforgettable experience that directly impacts the lives of Special Olympic Oregon athletes like Jordan. By taking the plunge, you'll help Special Olympic Oregon athletes access sports training and competition. So join us in creating meaningful health benefits and cultures of inclusion.
Sign up today at plungeoregon.org.
We stand out from the competition because of our combined experience. We come from different parts of the country, but we also have local experience. So when we're out there forecasting, we need to be good at what we do for our own activities. I'm flying, Kelly's climbing mountains, climbing rocks, Josh is taking nature photographs. So when we get it right for ourselves, we're also getting it right for our viewers.
None of Howard's achievements could prepare him for this. Yet with a heart transplant, he would continue to build his legacy. Patrice had only a few months to live. Then she received her new heart. Now she celebrates her new heartbeat with the people she loves. For anyone who needs compassionate, award-winning heart care to live the life they were born to live. The leader of cardiovascular care in Oregon, Providence. We never save just a heart.
Welcome back to Special Olympics, where sports mean more. I'm your host, Travis Tyke. In the summer of 2022, two track athletes made history. Competing at the Special Olympics Regional Athletics in Salem, Mason and Devin clocked in at the exact same time of 12.22 seconds, tying for first place, and they've been friends ever since.
I started track back in 2010. in high school. I competed in the 100, the 200, the 4x1, and 4x4. I went to the U of O for the 4x1. So I like it.
I started running when I was like in 8th grade. I didn't participate in Special Olympics until my junior year of high school.
I think it was my either first year or second year doing track. I heard that there was someone that was really fast. So I was like, okay, I'll join track to see what the hype is about. And then when that day showed up, I was running in my street shoes with no spikes, no nothing. And then he had his spikes, so I was like, okay. So I had to try to keep up with him the whole time. So
I'm not gonna lie, I was low-key kind of shook. I'm thinking, oh, well, all right, this is new blood and new fresh meat, so we're gonna see how this goes. But at the end of the day, it's like, regardless of competition, the main goal was to meet a new friend, so.
After that race that me and Mason did, we actually exchanged numbers afterwards. So that's how we kept in contact ever since. So.
We've been close ever since then. Regardless of what happens, we're still gonna just look out, support each other, or at least try to give a little bit of words of encouragement. I mean, we'll be rivals on the track, but at the end of the day, they're gonna be close friends, family off of the track, so.
That's right.
We've seen how Special Olympics encourages friendship, sportsmanship, and fitness, and now we take a look at how it promotes health outside of sports and why this is so important.
Health and nutrition and fitness are a really important part of creating healthy, productive athletes on the field of play, and addressing really simple things like eyesight, hearing issues, podiatry, cardiovascular health, nutrition. There's a whole host of things that just, if it goes undiagnosed, you're not gonna be performing on the field of play. And so advocacy in healthcare is a really important part of what we do.
When you think about wellness, when you belong to a group or you belong to a group of friends that you can relate to, I think it just improves your overall wellness. It is our responsibility to be a part of the community and to sponsor events like this as a nonprofit. And I can't think of a more worthy cause than Special Olympics to be a part of.
Through personal experiences in my own life with friends and family, you know, that Special Olympics is a really important piece of part of their life, and it gives them, you know, a place and a sense of normalcy and the ability to compete on a field or a court or an arena, just like a professional athlete or a collegiate athlete or a high school athlete. You know, that just to be able to sit there and participate in that, witness it, support it, it's inspiring.
Oh, I went to nationals twice. Once in 2006 and once in Seattle. I got 1 gold, 1 silver, and 1 bronze. It was wonderful. It was exciting. Once in a lifetime. I like Special Olympics sports because you get to practice with the teammates that you've had previously on the team and new athletes that come in.
How can we amplify all the good work that Special Olympics does in our community? Because the more people that are aware, you know, the village just gets bigger.
Just come out and support, and if you white, just come out and volunteer, because we can play all we want, but the volunteers help us grow the organization and grow more and more.
One of the areas that we're really trying to work on is outreach and customizing outreach to diverse communities and making sure that if a family's not English speaking, are we positioning ourselves in a way that they're going to know that we are a resource for their family or their community. And so we're trying to do a better job of really packaging and repackaging what we have to best serve a really wide array of communities, rural versus urban, you know, diverse communities all over the state. So we serve a variety of people and needs, and I think it's a responsibility of ours not to just say, hey, we're here, come find us, but how do we go find the people that need us and really make sure that we're speaking to their unique needs. We never want cost to be a barrier. And so we do rely on the community and the public and people who embrace what we do to support that. Because we serve athletes for life. So once you're an athlete, you can always be an athlete. You can compete as a Special Olympics athlete starting at age 7 until you're in your 90s. If you have one day of the year where you want to give time, choose Special Olympics. Come out to a competition, a fundraising event. There's tons of volunteer opportunities. You can be a unified partner. You can play a sport, you can coach a sport. We'll teach you how to coach the sport. There's really fun events that we host at our fundraisers. There's a lot of ways that you can get involved.
Special Olympics, I think it's a great opportunity for everyone with or without disabilities to either participate, volunteer, donate, and I recommend that everyone get involved either one way or another.
Now, as you've heard, there are many ways to get involved, and if you want to support the mission of Special Olympics in Oregon, consider making a donation. Your contribution ensures that all Oregonians with disabilities get access to sports for their entire life free of charge. And for more information on how to volunteer, visit the link below. Thanks for watching. I'm Travis Tyke.